Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Financial Survival, sponsored by Discount Gold and Silver Trading. I'm Melody Severstrom, and we are live today. The office was closed most of the day, but we're here doing this live program today on President's Day, February 16, 2009. And again, thank you for joining us. And if you have questions, and hooray, my email is working today. We'll make sure that hopefully it'll keep working throughout the day, throughout the program, and so you can send your questions to discountgoldandsilver@yahoo.com. That's discountgoldandsilver@yahoo.com. And you can also listen to the archive of the programs on discountgoldandsilvertrading.net, discountgoldandsilvertrading.net. And make sure you spell out A-N-G for both the website and the email address. And just as easy to pick up the phone and give us a call at 800-375-4188 for all your gold and silver coin needs. And interesting day today with markets closed. I actually had an increase on the $20 gold pieces. So they're even moving when markets are closed. So I just can't believe some of these prices. And as they say, we ain't seen nothing yet. Right, Bob? And
That's
so
right.
Today, in the aftermarket, I guess you're looking at the off-market. Gold's down a little bit, silver's down a little bit, platinum up a little bit, palladium down a little bit. So, but the official New York market was closed for today. And we still have Robert Chapman joining us, though, today from the International Forecaster, editor and publisher. And, of course, he joins us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Good afternoon, Bob.
Well, good afternoon again. Happy to be here on the holiday. I know all your people are busy out there celebrating your ex-president, and either that or vilifying them, one or the other. And there's a lot to vilify, of course. The market, as Melody said, in the United States is closed today. European stocks were slightly lower. And I guess gold was up at 80 cents or $1 or something in Europe. What do you have there?
Oh, let's see. It was up earlier, but now I'm looking at flat 943. Basically.
Well, as I put in the forecaster on Saturday, I expect that the government will hit gold prices tomorrow on the COMEX opening, and they will try to drive them down. And I expect prices in the 832 to 35 area, which is about $7 or $8 or $9. And when they find out they can't drive it any lower, what they'll do then is be overwhelmed by the market itself, and we'll get a move back up over 140 again, and probably be even or close to it on the day. And then from there, seeing it fill its technical gap, off we go. And so that's what I expect. And silver will follow the same general pattern, but silver will only move several pennies one way or the other. The stories that are coming out of Europe today and over the weekend delineate that the public has been buying gold in silver in bullion and coins for some time. It looks to be about 10 months now. So, it's the same group of people who understand what we talk about on this program. And, of course, this program goes to Europe and Asia. And we know that because we have lots of subscribers from those parts of the world. And I answered a couple of emails in Germany and Switzerland this morning, and one in Hong Kong and the other in Thailand. So we do have a long reach, and there are people who have been listening for some time who have been acting on that, and there's more and more of them, because the problems that exist outside the United States are every bit as bad as what the U.S. has facing them. And over in Europe, they got hit with about 60% of the subprime Alta loan toxic waste, and now they're getting hit from Eastern Europe. And so what happened in Eastern Europe? Well, after the Greek demonstrations over the death of a young man, they started to have demonstrations and riots in Iceland, and then you all know about Iceland and their problems. And also Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Romania and Bulgaria, Paris and Marseille, and a lot of demonstrations in England, a lot of sit-ins. I covered this in the last issue of the Forecaster on Saturday. And the problem that Europe has is worse than the problem that we have in the United States in regard to the solvency of banks and other types of financial institutions. The demarcation line in Europe is clouded compared to what that line is in the United States. There is some crossover, particularly in the brokerage business, but by and large, for many years, there's been more amalgamation in Europe of different kinds of financial companies. And so the world's got problems. Europe's problems, generally speaking, are worse than those of the U.S. And Europe is probably 6 months or more deeper into the soup than the U.S. is. So what you can see going on over there probably will happen in the United States 6 months or a year later. And quite frankly, that's always been the case. I mean, how they got themselves bagged in this thing, I'll never know. The loans that were being made in mostly Eastern Europe and mostly for mortgages, the same kind of madness that went on in Spain, Ireland, England, and the United States and Canada. The same craziness. And 60% of the loans in the countries I mentioned in Eastern Europe, along with Greece and Poland, are made in Swiss francs. Now, all those currencies, except the Greek currency, which doesn't exist because they use the euro, all of those currencies have gone down in value 30 or 40%. So if the monthly payment in Swiss francs for the loan for the mortgage for the house, say in Riga in Latvia, was $500 a month, it's now 40% more than that. So it's $700 a month. And like in America, they can't handle it. They're being foreclosed upon. And when those loans terminate, they're paid off back by buying Swiss francs. And that is going to continue to perpetually keep, at least for the next year or two, the Swiss franc as one of the actually two top currencies in the world. And I think it's number one. The yen is number two. The dollar presently is number three, but that will change. And after a lot of this strength comes out from Eastern Europe in the termination of mortgages, the foreclosures, then what will happen is that the Swiss franc will be number one and the dollar will take a terrible thrashing. And so we're not too far away from that. That should start to begin soon. And the reason the dollar has been so strong has been the yen carry trade and winding it up and buying back yen, which was borrowed. Well, guess what currency had a carry trade? the Swiss franc. And that money is starting to come back, too. And that's why you've seen statements recently from the Swiss government, we're going to do everything we can to keep the Swiss franc from appreciating in a very large manner. And so